This episode of the Rantcast is brought to you by IndaCloud. IndaCloud is a fully legal online cannabis dispensary for gummies, exotic flower, premium pre-rolls, zero sugar THC sodas, energy gummies, and extra strength sleep gummies. It's federally legal hemp THC, lab tested, and shipped discreetly to your door. So if you're 21 or older, go to www.indacloud.co and use code Lewis for 30% off your first subscription order. That's indacloud.co, not .com. And code Lewis for 30% off delivered routinely and discreetly to your door, plus free gifts and free shipping on qualifying orders. And don't forget to fill out the quick survey when you order. Enjoy responsibly. And huge thanks to IndaCloud for helping everybody enjoy summer. This could all go horribly wrong at any minute. Hello there, and welcome to the 276th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled We the People, not I the guy, or I the man, or I be the man, or whatever, okay? It's We the People. That is the major lesson that we've learned as we've hit 250 years, okay? Once again, we have to realize we are being told from the past, from all those who are in the grave, from the ghosts that created what it is that we live by, that it is us. We're in charge. There is no man who should be in charge, all right? It isn't about one man and his, whatever it is that he wants, all right? And that's called autocrat. All right? And we see that time and time again. And that is why one of the reasons that we got the fuck out of England, and one of the reasons that we had a revolution, was to get away from the king. And so we decided we're not going to have a king. And so we cannot live in a fashion like this, where one guy thinks I be the guy. No, because you're not. And it would appear that it has gone over the line, and that we enter this celebration of our founding. And if we're going to make it any further, it is announced that he made $2.2 million while in office, $2.2 billion while he has been in office, $2.2 billion, and that doesn't count whatever the kids have done. And he has said that he didn't really do anything, and there's that whole belief that, but they all make money. And of course, they all make money. Everybody who enters politics and ends up working, and not all of them, but a ton of them do, even if they don't want to, even if their souls are pure. They are basically, they've had power. There are those who will say, I would love for you to do something for me, be a spokesperson, be the face of, be on the board of, to give a certain amount of credence or whatever to this person who's had power for a time. And this is what is being used. This guy gets this is beyond belief, okay? This kind of shit has not occurred on this level, all right? This has gone to a different level. And we have to say no, all right? That's the deal. It's the way our founding fathers wanted it. They didn't want any of the folks who were in charge to be able to get rich off of it. Okay, you don't need to be specific about it. I probably should sit here and go through but you don't need to be specific about it. It's just what they believed. It is the way they acted. And it was people who had money who came up with this concept, because they had the time and the energy and the effort to do it. And he gets a plane. This is it, pure and simple. Huh? How do you not understand this, those of you out there? But he's a thing, no, all right? He gets a plane from Qatar to replace Air Force One, because they're building it at the moment, and and then they revamp it, and we don't know where the money came from, because I got the money, I did this all on my own, whatever. And it never turns out to be true, ever turns out to be true, ever turns out to be true. And he gets the plane, and then afterwards, when the Air Force One is replaced, he will get that plane. No! That's called a hard no. That That is not the way we do things. That is not, it is so obviously just crooked. It defies the imagination to figure out what it is that nobody in the Congress doesn't step in and go, no, right? As a group, however they want to do it. I don't know how they want to do it, but apparently they're all fucking helpless. So here we sit as the graft continues, and he made, God knows he's making a ton off of crypto. He's making a ton off of crypto. He's making a ton off of crypto. So, and the kids are doing just fine. All right? You know, sporty and torty and courty and 40 and farty and smelly, whatever. God, I've run out of names. I've run out of, it's beyond belief. And whatever, you know, Kushner is doing over there is some sort of a negotiator. You know, is he there? Somebody asked the question, is he there as a negotiator? Is he there doing business? Huh? Legitimate question. Congress should bring him in. Congress should bring him in. Congress should bring him in. Have a little discussion with him, all right? He's over there doing stuff. He's not even been, he's not, that's the, he isn't the Secretary of State. He's not the Undersecretary of State. He's got a business, and now he's over there doing a negotiate. The mind just really is, my mind is broken by all of this. And so, meanwhile, down at the America's State Fair, which is the, and then we managed to have a polarized July 4th celebration. Unbelievable. One group and another group, and they didn't really do the job that they should do, and so he was going to make it better. He created this America's State Fair around the algae-ridden pond, and which, by the way, I've talked about it before. You know, he gave away that contract to people who gave him money. A lot of the contracts were about people who gave him money. Okay, but nobody seems to. Doesn't matter. You know, because that's the way it's done. It's not the way it's done. It's not the way it's done. It's not the way it's done. It doesn't really matter whether he's MAGA or not. It's just there was a guy there at the American State Fair, which has been having some trouble kind of finding an audience, getting people out there. It's been hot. That didn't help either. But when it wasn't, nobody was showing up. And then when they did show up, one of the guys who showed up was watching something called Cirque Mécanique. A bunch of ladies were doing a gig there and don't know what it was. And he was masturbating. They caught him masturbating. It wasn't just one person, and it was a bunch of people, so the cops took him away. And so that's the way it's been going over there, right by the algae-ridden pool. So that's what's been going on. And I could go on and puck on and puck on. It's we the people. I happened to, last weekend, the weekend before July 4th, we had the big Pride Parade here in New York. I've never really gone to it. But I was down there as they were preparing for that, and I thought, really, this is what bothers people, is that this whole group of people are out there celebrating? Really? That's it? That somehow is disturbing to a group of people, that's disturbing? People that it upsets them? They're not out there trying to get kids to become gay. They're out there going, I'm gay and this is great. And I'm not only gay, I am as happy as I've ever been. It was really spectacular to watch. And maybe all Americans should be forced to spend a little moment looking at just how happy these folks are during this celebration of who and what they are. And let's get over it. And let's move on. And let's become a nation of we the people. And let us open the doors so that as many, many people from a variety of cultures can get in here and let the experiment continue. And that's really all I got to say today, because I got to be heading out soon to do a gig, and I wanted to be sure this was done, because I don't have the time really to get this. I don't have the time to do this, and so at another time, normally I would have been able to do this before I go, but there's just a lot of stuff has come up, and so I won't be able to do it, and so I'm doing it now. So I'm going to wrap things up now because I will be performing this week in the River City Casino in St. Louis, and I'm going to just hope that you guys can, who are out there, get on down. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I don't really have much more to say. The 4th wore me out, as I told you last week, and so I will move on to do the thing that I love to do, which is to get out there and do a show where I just go off, and I'll be doing it in St. Louis, and hopefully people won't lose their minds. A lot of people I get on on my Twitter feed, I'm not funny anymore, and then I wonder, what are these people laughing at, and why am I getting invited to do it, to keep coming back, and why do they think it's important for them to tell me that I'm not funny, that they laughed at me once, but and they don't anymore. But that's my cross to bear, and so I just want to wish you all the best. This is probably my last Rantcast, at least for the summer. I need a break, and I'm trying to get things set up in Chapel Hill so I can start my writing again, and that's what I really am looking forward to, besides the performances every now and then. And I will continue as the rants come in, and continue to send them in, because I will continue to read them, and we will see what we will be doing with them, all right? And because I will continue to share them with you, one way or the other, even if it's just showing up on a feed somewhere, Instagram or Hushpuppy or snackypoodles.com. I'll leave you with this. A North Carolina tech worker has been granted a religious exemption from using artificial intelligence at work. There's a breakthrough. Software engineer Erin Mouse told her employers that as a Unitarian Universalist, she has ethical and environmental objections to AI, and says she is now, with their blessing, writing my code and reviewing my code by hand. Legal experts say Mouse's case may be the first of many such claims, especially after Pope Leo XIV warned that AI could undermine the fundamental pillars of human civilization. And it certainly might. And I'm glad that someone has come forward and said enough's enough for me. We'll see how it goes. We're going to see how a lot of things go. And it would be nice if the Republicans and the Democrats could get together and talk about things that are really important and need to be done. And the list is endless. Okay? Because they've let it fucking pile up. From the moment they decided not to deal with immigration, and this is before Trump, everything just has become a big pile of shit. Let's hope we begin to clean it up. That's what I wish for at least the next 50 years, because it may take that long. Hey, let's end on that happy note. I want to thank you all for sending in the rants. I want to thank you all for the joy that I get from reading those rants. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. It is a privilege and a pleasure. And thank you, and thank you. Have one great week. Have a tremendous summer. Enjoy those fatty foods. Grill to your heart's content. And may we all really grow up and move into a better tomorrow. This episode of the Rantcast is brought to you by IndaCloud. Nothing says relaxing vacation like having to spend $2,000 only to be stressed out in a different location. Luckily, IndaCloud exists. IndaCloud is a fully legal online cannabis dispensary for gummies, exotic flower, premium pre-rolls, zero sugar THC sodas, energy gummies, and extra strength sleep gummies. It's federally legal hemp THC, lab tested, and shipped discreetly to your door. This summer, you're already doing the most possible. Vacations, cookouts, family reunions, long weekends. It's a busy time trying to do everything. You don't need more plans. Just include IndaCloud in them. One THC soda and everything feels a little less chaotic. Energy gummies can help you survive the overloaded schedule. And at night, an extra strength sleep gummy can help you unwind and get some rest. And I can testify to that. It does help me sleep. And I need my sleep. The group chat planned the weekend. IndaCloud helps you survive it. So if you're 21 or older, go to www.indacloud.co and use code Lewis for 30% off your first subscription order. That's indacloud.co, not .com. And code Lewis for 30% off delivered routinely and discreetly to your door, plus free gifts and free shipping on qualifying orders. And don't forget to fill out the quick survey when you order in order to support this show. Enjoy responsibly, and huge thanks to IndaCloud for helping everybody enjoy summer without accidentally turning it into a second job. Here's one apropos of late June from our friend Shadow Wolf. Wow. Hello, Lewis. It's that German again with a new rant. Today about summer, or to be precise, the heat. I have a few issues with the summer heat. Let's start with something general. The weather forecasters beaming. They tell us, looking like freshly fucked muskrats, that there's nothing but blue skies everywhere and that it's perfect swimming weather. Well, that may well be true, but that's exactly where the problems lie. Without the desperately needed rain, the risk of forest fires remain massively high, something mentioned only in passing, of course, and every lawn or patch of green looks like the soil of Mordor after a whole battalion of orcs have pissed on it. Great, isn't it? Now for the real issue, the personal side of things. I've never handled heat well. I inherited that from my dad. As soon as the temperature climbs above 80 degrees, I feel like absolute crap. Sweating, headaches, trouble sleeping, diarrhea, all the summer fun you can imagine. Whenever you mention it, the idiots come crawling out of the woodwork. You know the type, those damn smartasses. Oh, it's always been like this. Just enjoy the warmth. Or stop making such a fuss. I can handle it fine. Shut your damn mouth. Couldn't care less if you like the heat or if it used to be hot in the past. The fact is, right now, I feel hotter than I would inside the devil's asshole. Thanks to a respiratory tract infection I caught in the winter, I've got heart issues that make everything worse. Simple things put a much heavier strain on my heart now, and I start sweating even at 55 degrees with my jacket open. So here it is again, shitty summer. I'm still living in a top-floor apartment in a high-rise because it's the only place I can afford. In a city where everything is plastered over with concrete and cement and you can fry an egg on the sidewalk. And here come those grinning assholes again, raving about how great summer is and telling me not to make such a big deal out of it. I can walk around my apartment naked and I'm still hot. I can sit in front of the fan and I'm still sweating like a polecat in heat. You have any idea how shitty it is when you can't do anything without sweating? Even sitting still or lying motionless in bed makes me break into a sweat. But the absolute worst part is, there's no escaping the heat. Don't even get me started. Buses and trains rarely have air conditioning. You're so packed with people that after just 2 steps you've inhaled every conceivable scent the world has to offer. Workplaces are usually completely helpless against it. You're lucky if you can even fill up a cup of water for free from the dispenser they brought in. Naturally, every lake and outdoor pool is overcrowded too. In short, the heat is everywhere. There's no escaping it, and I feel absolutely like shit, physically and mentally. It's supposed to hit 105 this weekend and never drop below 86 otherwise. I can hear them already. Those smiling weather douchebags. Not a cloud in sight. Perfect summer weather. Go fuck yourselves. and at least have the decency to put a bullet into my head or ship me off to the Arctic, you psychopaths. And on that note, warm greetings from the devil's asshole, or a major city in Germany. Thanks for your time, Lewis. No, thank you, Shadow Wolf. Oh, man. Yeah, I react that way to the winter. I don't do well in the winter, and we had the shittiest winter, and I can't imagine. Apparently over in Europe right now, it is brutal. Brutal. And they're not used to it. Not like we've become here in the hellhole. Thank you, Shadow Wolf. Great name. It's just you made that up, and it's terrific. From Robert Self, an interesting take on something we've not heard a take on. The carry-on people are a different species. And they all board in group 3 with the quiet confidence of people smuggling a small apartment. There are really only 4 of them. They just keep getting on every flight. The Tetris Grandmaster. This man has not paid a baggage fee since 2008 on principle. His carry-on is technically carry-on size if you ignore the laws of physics. He approaches the overhead bin like a safecracker. First, wheels in, no. Wheels out, sideways, no. He flips it, hefts it, gives it a little hip check. The entire boarding line watches in respectful silence while he tries to solve a spatial problem that NASA abandoned. He will get it in there. He always gets it in there. It will take up the space of 3 normal bags, plus a winter coat he refused to wear, but it will fit. The personal item anarchist. The airline said 1 carry-on, 1 personal item that fits under the seat in front of you. She heard bring a carry-on, a tote bag the size of a laundry hamper, a neck pillow the size of an actual neck, a Stanley cup, and a purse that contains the entire CVS. None of it fits under the seat. All of it will slowly migrate into your foot space over the next 2 hours. If you say anything, she will offer you a homemade granola bar from the tote, and you will take it, because at this point, you are roommates. The overhead bin landlord. He boarded early. He was ready. His little roller bag is up in the bin directly above his seat in row 28. So is his jacket. So is his laptop bag. So is a bag of duty-free beef jerky he wants easy access to. The bin is full by row 18, and it is entirely his fault. When someone from row 22 tries to put a backpack up there, he will look up from his phone with the expression of a man defending his ancestral homeland. The aisle blocker unpacker. This is my favorite. He finally gets his bag into the bin, sits down, buckles in, and then immediately realizes he needs something. He stands back up, opens the bin, unzips the bag, rummages, finds his headphones, sits down. 30 seconds later, stands back up, opens the bin, finds his charger, sits down, then his gum, then his book, then a different pair of headphones just in case. He makes 7 trips before takeoff. The flight attendant knows him by name by the time we push back. The beautiful thing is, we all become one of them eventually. You swear you'll be a checked bag person, a calm person, I travel light person. Then you see the baggage carousel go around empty for 45 minutes in Atlanta, and something primal snaps. Next flight, you're there in group 3, sweating, wrestling a suitcase that is definitely 2 inches too tall, whispering, "Come on, come on, come on," to an overhead bin. And it fits. It always fits. Well said, well shared. Thank you, Robert Self. Wow. I'm always kind of amazed what people bring in. From Mark J. Here we go. The Trump administration has been purging words from federal websites. Exerting control over the language is a power play. It always rubs me the wrong way or pisses me off. I worked in state government for a long time. One day we got a booklet. I can't remember where it was from, whether it was from Davis or Berkeley or some other egghead Bay Area university. It was a book of words and phrases that were no longer supposed to be used in memos or correspondence. Page after page, word after word. I can't remember who came up with all these words or who was consulted. My guess is that it was pretty safe to say the English department was not involved. I printed it out, leafed through it, a lot of usual suspects, racial slurs, that kind of thing, some terms that were used in legislation like stakeholder. The phrase that leaped off the page at me was balls to the wall. Balls to the wall? That one hit me kind of personally. I'd never used balls to the wall in a memo or government correspondence. It had never crossed my mind, but now it did. I tried to find a way to get it in there. Team, we have to go balls to the wall and finish this project on time. This legislation regarding sports equipment is totally balls to the wall. But I couldn't do it. The phrase just didn't sound right. I was defeated. It has stuck with me, though. In junior college, I'd commute back and forth 30 minutes with a friend of mine who was a fan of a greasy German metal band called Accept. That's right, I heard their song Balls to the Wall a couple of times a week. You've got your balls to the wall, man. You've got your balls to the wall. Even today, years later, under a different administration on the regular when starting to write official correspondence, those greasy Germans are urging me on. You've got your balls to the wall, man. That's funny. What I enjoyed about that is that who was putting that in government correspondence or memos? And it does make you wonder how they put it in, how they stated it and to what end. Thank you, Mark J. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.